So I wasn't sure I wanted to sign up. I didn't really have a story until earlier today, but there's this thing that's been going on in my life right now, and so I wanted to get up and talk about it. Summer for me has always kind of been about adventure. My life, I work in education, and so even when I was working in education settings that were year-round, you still have this sort of stigma around summer vacation and summer break, and it's about getting out and doing stuff and traveling and adventure and new things. And as I've gotten older and taken on more responsibilities, it's just harder and harder to do that. I don't get to go on cross-country bicycle trips like other people do. So, quick side note, this story is dedicated to Robin, Mike, and Jeff. Okay? Yes. So when they listen to this a month from now, they'll know that this story is about them. So anyways, a week ago, my son and I, we got in the car and we drove to Medora. Anybody been to Medora? So we did all the Medora things. We stopped at the Painted Canyon. We went to Teddy Roosevelt National Park. We went and saw Teddy Roosevelt's cabin. We were there with family. We did the pitchfork fondue. Also, side note, if I ever decide to get married, and any of my friends that are in the room, if I say to you, I'm going to have my reception at the pitchfork fondue, please stop me. So we went to, I apologize if anybody in here had their reception at the Pitchfork Fondue. I'm sure it was lovely. Please don't ever let me do that. So we went to the Pitchfork Fondue, we went to the musical, we did all of the things. And so as a single gentleman in my 30s, similar to Laura's experience at this point in my life, one of the things that you do when you travel is you Tinder, because local flavor, right? You know, so you just want to... Come on, tell me I'm wrong. Not that you're necessarily going to get out there and taste it or whatever. You just got to see what's out there. I mean, Fargo is a relatively small pool. Anyways, so I was on the Tinder when I was in Medora and in Dickinson, and this really fascinating profile pops up, and the name on the profile is Wolf, and it was very clearly a female, but Wolf was the name. And so how people that use Tinder, you tap on the picture and it brings up other pictures you can look at and then a very brief profile. And so the profile says, riding my bike from Astoria, Oregon to the New Jersey shore. Home is in Philly. I love pizza. If you know a good slice, holler at me. So I swipe right. And when you swipe right, actually I tapped the heart because I was in the main profile. So next level Tinder. The risk that you run when you do this, though, is that their profile goes away and you can't ever go back to it, right? And there's no way to contact that person unless they also swipe right or heart you, right? So it goes away. And I mean, in a lot of ways, that's what makes Tinder great, is it's just very quick and it's over and you don't ever have to see that person again, potentially. Or if you connect, great. Then you've both made this positive affirmation that you are interested in connecting. So anyways, I wake up the next morning and we have connected, Wolf and I. So, not in that way. Come on, guys. Just on Tinder. So I sent her a quick message and I just said, hey, I see you're on this bike trip. If you're riding across North Dakota, I know a lot of people in North Dakota. If you're looking for a hot shower or a hot meal or any of those kinds of things, let me know. This is not what I meant, guys. I'm a nice guy. So anyways, I just send her this quick message like, hey, if you're looking for hospitality, let me know. I can try to connect you with someone. Seriously. So I almost immediately get a message back from her saying, that's really cool, here's my phone number. So we start talking, and at that point, my son and I, we got back in the car, and I had to drive him all the way to Alexandria, Minnesota, and then come back to Fargo, which is pretty normal for us, so it was a long day. But she and I were messaging back and forth throughout the day. They stopped in Bismarck that night. They were going to the Enchanted Highway the next day. She's on this bicycle trip with two other people. So, I mean, that would be concerning, I think, a female trying to ride her bike alone across the country. That doesn't seem like a great idea. But
she's a girl?
No! Because she's alone. Jeez. Anyways. I just don't think it's safe. As a parent. Anyways, I would not let my son ride his bike across the country alone. Let's just say that. So they go to Bismarck, blah, 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 blah. I work in Valley City during the week also, and so they got to Valley City and they were looking for a campground, and so we exchanged information about campgrounds. And in the meantime, I had to go to Minneapolis for a conference. So when they got to Fargo, unfortunately, I was not here, and so I didn't get to connect with them while they're in Fargo. But anyways, I got to give them some great recommendations and send them towards the street fair, and also connect them with herbal goods, which is not something that I use. That's marijuana. That's not something that I use, but I was able to connect them with somebody that has access to that sort of thing, which was a new experience for me. So I'm at this conference in the Twin Cities. They were here in Fargo for a day or so. And then now today, when I was on my way back from the conference, we were messaging again, and we happened to basically get to Sauk Centre, Minnesota at the same time. And so we made arrangements and we went to the next door pub and lounge or whatever. It was a dirty bar in Sauk Centre on Sinclair Lewis Avenue. So we met up at this little bar in Sauk Centre, me and the three of them, and I got a chance to buy them some beers and hear about their adventures as they ride their bikes across the country. And the coolest thing about this was when I had started talking to her before, I asked her, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Is there a reason? I mean, a lot of people do this like to raise money or raise awareness or that sort of thing. And she said, because it's the USA, and I love meeting people, and I love traveling, and I love riding my bike. So she quit her job and just left and just decided, for this summer, this is what I'm doing. I'm riding my bike across the country. And so as we were leaving today, she was showing me their bikes, and we were getting ready to part ways, and I just said, as I've gained responsibility in my life, I feel like my window for doing something like this is closed. Like I missed that opportunity, and I don't feel like I have that chance anymore. And I said I would really love to be able to just live vicariously through you, so can we please stay in touch as you continue to travel? And she said, one of the things that I know people do that can't go is they host. So I guess the moral of the story is that even when we take on these responsibilities and we grow up and we can't take cross-country bicycle trips anymore, we can help those that are, and we can take on those adventures of meeting new people and hosting people and still experiencing that sort of crazy wild life, even if we're not out there doing it ourselves. And so I'm excited going forward to look for opportunities to continue to find adventure in my life. Thank you. Yeah.